Welcome to the Daily Gerry Anderson podcast, which today begins by the presenter sensing a certain amount of resentment from Coilis Interruptus, a resentment perhaps fuelled by a desire to see the presenter dead. He covets the big chair. Dear Papa Gerry, Mr. Coyle did very well remembering the playlist from the last time you sneaked off to profit from the Lord's work. I suspected Radio Ulster was heading off the BBC cutbacks and softening us up. You know those cafes that offer an all-day breakfast for just $2.99? It'll be like that, but it'll be all-day Hugo, he works cheap. We're all doomed, a man not impressed by you. But I thought you did really well. I hear good reports in the street. I was walking around the streets the other day.
What a load of nonsense.
What nonsense?
You walking around the streets.
I often walk around the streets to gauge the pulse of the listener. Mm-hmm. You never see me walking around the streets talking to people?
No.
I do it all the time. I feel the pulse of the listener. Sometimes they don't like it. They tell me to go away and call the police. Anyway, let's start the programme. What's wrong with you today?
I'm just listening to you. I'm not saying a word.
You just want to be in here, don't you?
I do not.
You don't like being back in there.
I don't.
Anytime you're in this chair, you're always sulky when I come back.
No, I don't sit in there. I sit in the other studio.
You do not sit in the other studio.
I do so.
Do you? The one down
do.
there?
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Because that's where I do the wee show from. I feel comfortable in there.
God bless you. You don't sit in here?
I don't use your chair, no.
Do you not?
No.
I never knew that. Mm-hmm. But you're never the same when I come back. You're always kind of resentful.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You hate me. You don't like me coming back. You want me to be killed or something, don't you?
You
want my plane to crash, don't you? Emma, doesn't he want my plane to crash?
I do not. That's a terrible thing to say.
Then you can play golf in the afternoon.
That's a terrible thing
You want me to my plane to crash so that you come in here in the morning, you can play golf in the afternoon, you don't have to stay here all day. Isn't that it? You want me to die?
No.
You do, I know you do. Emma, doesn't he want me to die?
No, I do.
He does. I heard you saying it to her one day. Oh, she was dead, you said. Pub lore is next. Many a thing happens in pubs that can only be whispered about later. Dark deeds, the coveting of neighbours' wives, nefarious behaviour, dark thoughts. But then there are wholesome things. Unfortunately, this is one of them.
I know a man who was in charge of a bar many years ago. And you're talking about how much a pint of beer was, whenever it was in the 70s or whatever. And there was this particular beer come out, and it wasn't very popular. So the pubs decided, this particular pub decided that they would sell it off at a.
What was it called? Do you remember?
I think it may have been Watney's Red Barrel. But I'm not sure. But it didn't take. It wasn't very popular in this particular bar anyway. And
They'll appreciate that if they're still selling it.
That's why I'm saying it wasn't popular in this particular bar.
In that particular bar, yeah.
Right, and they were selling it off at something like 20p a pint or something like that. You see, so and there was this happy hour, and the boys were right, and they're selling it, say 20p a pint. And last orders, this barman called last orders to the guys. And there's about 10 of them sitting around these two tables, you see. And the guys said, how many pints do you want? And many do you want? And so it's about, well, I'll have four as soon as last orders, and I'll have, And the order came to almost a keg of beer, which I think is about 96 pints.
Right. Yes.
Right? And he was pulling. I had to get the other barman, and they were pulling and pulling with these pints and putting these pints up in front of the guys for last orders, And they had 2 or 3 tables full of pints of beer, right? And one of the guys got up, and you know what's going to happen, don't you?
Yeah.
One of the guys got up to go to the toilet.
The whole lot went down.
And tripped, and then everyone made a grab for him, trying to steady him. And once they all got up from the table, of course, the whole lot, and then the 10 men trying to put their arms around these fallen pints. The whole lot shattered, the whole lot gone.
2 men were drowned.
And one of the boys said to the barman, he says, "You see what happened there? That was an accident. Go and set them up."
The presenter often amused himself by taking cheap shots at garage mechanics and petrol heads. It was only a matter of time before they rose.
Good morning, sir. Listen, I have listened to your programme for a number of years.
Yes.
Right? And I've noticed a disturbing trait.
Many of them. Yes, go ahead.
You seem to have it in against mechanics.
Mechanics?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
You do. Every time you portray them as Jesus boys, this and the holy, I don't talk like that.
But I didn't say you do. Are you a car mechanic?
Yes.
You see, but a lot of them do. You see, I'm quite fond of them actually, but they've got this kind of approach there, like there, and they're kind of gruff.
You say we'll give it all. Never once have I ever done.
If a fella came into you with a big end knocking, right, and he said to you, I need that car in an hour, would you not go, I don't know now?
Oh, I'd just look at him.
You go, I don't know now. It's a tall order there. There's a tall order there, boys. There's a tall order. I'll bring a rack tomorrow. No, I have nothing against car mechanics. As a matter of fact, some of my best friends are car mechanics. That's why I study them. I love them. Because they don't... There's a genuine mileage. Is that genuine mileage? First time I ever heard a guy saying that, I loved him forever.
Did you?
I said, many cars up, many miles up in that car there, 20,000. Is it genuine mileage? Is it, is it... The implication is great. Of course, you would never tick a clock. You ever tick a clock back there?
Never.
Would you ever wind her back?
Never.
You ever wind... No, come on, just boys. You ever wind that car back? The clock back. You ever whack her back?
But there's a time too, Jerry, of a man selling your car. He takes great delight in showing you the boot. Look at that boot.
Boot is very
never
important.
used. Why?
Why?
Showing you the spare wheel.
Clean as a...
Never used.
Aye, look at that spare wheel.
Look at that, as clean as a nun's knickers. Never used at all. Never used. White as an angel's drawers. Look, nothing. I'm telling you, boys, £100. There you go.
Mint pre-accident, that's another cracker.
What?
Mint pre-accident.
What is that? Military?
Mint
pre-accident.
Mint pre-accident.
Aye.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, this is mint pre-accident there. Mint pre-accident. In other words, it was great before it was crashed.
Aye.
That's exciting. Oh, she was great. Oh, it's lovely. That nearly came out there, didn't it?
Before I hit the badger.
It was mint free. She was mint pre-accident, boys. You want to see that car before it was crashed? It was great. Good morning, Blowhole. That first song you played, is that Julian ITV Simmons singing that? Now, there's a thing that I take great exception to. The very first song I played was No Picture Policy, a man singing in a Northern Ireland accent. When people hear people singing in Northern Ireland accents, they always say Julian Simmons or something, as if to denigrate it in some way. People should be proud of their own accent, and they should not complain.
They wouldn't say that to Van Morrison.
They probably would, actually.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't say
No,
to
so
Van.
they
We
used to.
sing with that Belfast accent. They wouldn't say it to Van. If Van's singing any other way, it's not Van.
Remember Brian Kennedy was Van's translator? Remember that? I used to love that. Especially in America. Brian toured with him for about 2 years. And I asked Brian once, I said, did you enjoy it? He said it was important that I was there so that people would know what Van was singing about. He'd go, I love you, darling. At the back of the stadium. I always loved you, darling. In the back of the stadium.
So you'll be hearing from Van.
No. The concerns of Radio Ulster listeners over the technical shortcomings of the show have been much discussed across the land. The levels are bad in Cookstown. They talk of little else. Now it's spread to television. After weather, Bill and Cian came on and I had to reach for the remote again to turn it up. 6:30ish and Northern Ireland News headlines came on and guess what? Had to turn it up again. During the Northern Ireland News, they played an interview from Derry. Does Ken work in London and Belfast?
You're blaming Ken now for the levels. That's you.
Our work is finished here. We started out to blacken Ken throughout the UK. Our work is done here. It's spreading out. I have to feel sorry for Jerry, as he gets the blame for the fluctuating levels in foil. I, as a licensed player, no, it's not your fault, but I'm sure the people in charge, whose wages I pay, won't listen to me either. Love your show, and please say good morning to Sean.
Good morning.
There you are. There. I'm a request here.
What?
Wow.
Richard.
What?
Richard's on one.
Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, Jerry.
Good to see
Good
you.
morning, Jerry. Listen, I've been worried about you this last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
I've been hearing about this marathon.
Yeah, oh, well, don't you worry about that.
Oh, but wait a minute now. I have a bit of advice for you.
Okay.
Because in my paper yesterday, I read of a fella in England, and he had a great idea. He got tired halfway round, and he got on a bus.
I made a note of his
Did
behaviour.
you know? You caught it on, did you? You've already the bus arranged, I suppose.
No, I think he lasted too long. He was 20 miles in before he packed it in.
Yes, he was 20 miles in, but then he did the last 4 or 5 miles in record time, and they couldn't understand how fast he got over the last 4 or 5 miles or whatever it was.
Mr. Anderson was out training yesterday, Richard.
What, catching buses?
The spirit of St. Francis of Assisi has long been channeled through the body of Geordie Tuft, the animal's friend, and sometimes executioner. Who else to turn to when the subject of a feather stuck in a hen's bum arises? I'm talking to Geordie about something else. Then I'll introduce Wayne.
Whose feathers are out of their backside?
The rooster's feathers are out of its arse. So
they?
I know about that. I'm a
Are the
top of it.
hens pulling them out?
I don't know. I'll ask him. Give me a chance. Give me a break here. Give me some space. Give me some space.
Right.
Geordie. Hello, Wayne.
Well, yes.
Why didn't you let Wayne talk?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you just be quiet?
All right.
Wayne, will you talk to Geordie?
I will indeed.
Go ahead.
Geordie, I've noticed now over the last couple of weeks that the rooster has been evicted from the hen house and they seem to be attacking him and pulling his feathers out. And I was wondering what's happening.
An idea, Geordie, what that might be.
Just took an umbrage again him.
A what?
Umbrage.
Just took a huff again him. But do you know
Did you
what?
say umbrage first?
Yes.
Do you know what will stop it? Get a thing of Archangel tar
Archangel.
and put it on the rooster's back.
Let me just stop you there.
And man, when they get a wee pick
Geordie,
of that, they'll
no.
soon leave him alone.
Geordie.
There's
No.
no harm like.
No.
What is Archangel tar? Is that green stuff?
I don't like
The
that.
rubbing
Black
foot.
stuff.
I don't like the
It's
sound.
black
The vets will be on to us again.
No,
No,
not.
listen to Geordie.
You
Listen.
get a tin of Archangel tar.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Oh yes, there's no known cure.
No known cure for it?
For
Oh, well, what do you do with
I
it?
use it for fire plucking. Hand would have plucked the fires out of some own.
Hold on a minute. Just start that again. Jar of Archangel tar. What do you do with it?
You've put it on the rooster.
Where-
Where the fires is coming out, where they're picking them, they put it and spread it on the rooster.
On its arse.
And
No.
when they get a pick of it, they'll soon not.
But what-
Well, what about the rooster if he puts his head round and has a pick of that himself?
No.
But why are the hens pulling his feathers out?
Yes, wait.
That's what I want to know.
How can a rooster?
Will you shut up? Sorry, not you, Geordie. Geordie, why are the hens pulling the feathers out of the rooster's arse?
Well, they've just took an umbrage to them.
An umbrage.
They
Yeah.
just don't
You said
fancy
that the
it.
first
But
time.
has it got to do with how's your father? Is your mother still working?
Maybe she is.
No, do the hens not?
Is it anything to do, may I say, is it anything to do with poor performance?
No, I wouldn't think so. I say there's just no.
Because I had a similar experience myself one time. I lost 4 feathers and got 4 marks out of 10.
The Gold women, Jerry. That's their main hand.
What do they expect? You buy them dinner, and have a drink, for God's sake. What do they want, everything?
Gold women.
You can't let a fella sleep.
Well, that's it.
Okay. Right then, Archangel tar, you say. Well, now, please, Geordie. Please let it. Please, vets listening, do not ring us. Inspirational quotes are tattooed all over the body of the presenter. Never pay for something you can get for free. Always check your levels before you open your microphone. Never invite Mr. Cole to your own home. But some sayings should be left unsaid. Last night, a trailer for various comedy shows came on the television. One clip was of Ardal O'Hanlon saying, "My dad said to me, live every day like it's your last." I hate people who say that. This is no rehearsal. People who say that. If anybody ever says that to me, I say, shut up. Live every day as if it's your last. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Run down the street naked? What are you supposed to do? Like, take an extra sugar in your tea? What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Live every day as if it's your last. What are you supposed to do? It's like, baby on board. You're driving behind. What are you supposed to do? Brake? Ram it? Baby on board? What does that mean? It means you're a terrible driver. Don't be hitting this car because there's a baby on it. I'm not going to hit it anyway. I haven't hit a car in my life. Why would I hit yours because there's a baby on it? Yeah. One clip was of Ardal O'Hanlon saying, "My dad said to me, live every day live every day like it's your last. So I spend every day in bed wearing an oxygen mask, holding rosary beads."
Funny.
The BBC's new policy of delivering repetition first has now been officially adopted by the presenter in that spirit. Here's another chance to hear the presenter's 60s sing-along in an old people's home story. You've heard it before. See, when people who were born, like your mother, God rest her, and people like that, when they went to... My mother ended up in old people's home, God rest her. But, sometimes they have a sing-along, and they sing things like, "There'll be bluebirds over... the white cliffs of Dover." And the man comes in with the piano. What else would they sing?
On Mother Kelly's doorstep, down Paradise Road.
Paradise Road, Paradise Lane. But see, all those songs, they went like that,
That's
And what
right.
are we going to sing? Itchy Coo Park? tell you what I'll do. What will you? I like to be alone with you. Where will you go? Where? We'll get high. What will you touch there? We'll touch the sky. Itchy-coo Park, Itchy-coo Park. You know, what are we going to sing? Help. I need somebody. Help. Not just anybody. Help. I need somebody. Ah! Hey, would you read my book? It took me years to write. Come on, take a look. Written up by a man named... I don't remember the words. We can't sing stuff like that. Sabadak.
We'll sing. Yes,
What are we sing?
We'll
What
sing.
are you going to sing in the old people's home?
I'll sing.
A man comes in the piano and says, what do you want to sing there, Sean?
I'll say, Crackling Rosie. I see you can wave your hands.
Crackling Rosie, get on board.
We're going to ride till there ain't no more to go. I see you can wave your hands.
We should go down. Hold on a minute. It's run about the time now. I know it's a terrible thing, but, you and I aren't getting any younger. And in a few years' time, most of our friends will be in the old people's homes. We should bring a mic down there and see what they're all singing.
We'll be there. We just record it.
Thank you for listening.